holding it. And John Wayne wakes up like, what the f***? But like, he's still so drunk that he doesn't even realize what happened and that his junk is missing. So he just lays there all confused like, whoa, what's going on? While Lorena, she's like, oh shit, and boom, she runs away with the schlong still in her hand. And she runs out of the apartment and she jumps in her car and skirt, she flees. Minutes later, she's speeding along the road, trying to calm down, and she realizes that she can't steer her car properly because she still has John Wayne's stupid wiener in her hand. So she rolls down the window and she throws it out of the car as hard as she can, and it flies through the air and it lands in a nearby field. Minutes after that, she arrives at her boss's house. Her boss is like also her friend. So Lorena gets there, she goes inside, and she's upset, and she's freaking out. And boss is like, what did John Wayne do to you this time? And Lorena's like, no, I cut off his pee-pee. And boss is like, we should probably call the police. And so boss calls the police and she tells them what happened. And police are like, okay, well just tell us where we can find it and we'll go look for it. And so around 4 a.m. in the morning, there's a gang of police officers out in this field combing through the grass looking around for a rogue wiener. And then around 4:30, finally they find it, lying on the ground. Apparently one of the officers accidentally stepped on it. Like, oops, oh hey, there it is. Here's the thing though, they don't know what to put it in, like what kind of container, like they've never done this before. So they go to a nearby 7-Eleven and they end up putting it in, and I'm not making this up, a hot dog box, one that looks like this. Meanwhile, John Wayne, he had a friend drive him to the hospital, and there he waits for the police to show up with his wiener so that doctors can reattach it, which he ends up going into surgery, and they do. They reattach it, and apparently it works fine. Regardless, bam, they arrest Lorena. And I don't have a mugshot of her, but here she is in real life. And so, all of this is happening in the 90s, and this story blows the fuck up. Because it's a crazy story, and it's in like every newspaper headline, late night talk show hosts are all making jokes about it in their monologues, Saturday Night Live is making fun of it. But here's where the story gets interesting. There are actually two crimes in this scenario. One is John Wayne essaying Lorena, and two is Lorena cutting off his glizzy with a kitchen knife. And each of these crimes has a separate trial. And John Wayne's trial goes first, and he's being charged with SA. And his trial is wild, because they're like holding up pictures of his wiener for the jury and everyone to see. It's absolutely insane. Now, keep in mind that all of this is happening during a time when the common sentiment was that if a husband SAs his wife, it doesn't really count as SA, because she's his wife. Yeah, I know, it's terrible.